Welcome to Kapow. Jeff Underwood, J-Dub White. What's up, buddy?
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Go Irish, go Rory McIlroy.
I have my green vest on, and it just didn't fit right. So I decided to take it off.
Well, to be fair, this is just normal Monday clothes for me.
Is that what it is?
It really is.
Yeah.
How much green you see me wear?
All the time?
All the time. Yeah,
You're
special.
Irish.
I'm Irish.
So that's
Irish Italian, which
part-
means I should be a raging alcoholic. That's really what it means. Jeff, introduce our very special guest, 2 years in the making for this show.
This is Mamta Mishra.
Mishra.
I've been working on that. I asked my wife pronounce this for me.
You did good.
But you are. Matter of fact, let's just do this. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, maybe scoot just a little closer to the mic, and tell us a little bit about yourself and just what inspired you to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you.
Yes.
And I chose to wear blue because that's autism color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So of course by now everybody knows my name, Mamta Mishra, and I live here, of course, in Gadsden. I have two sons, Ankur and Parag. My younger son Parag was diagnosed with autism. And my husband is a physician. So Doctors Medcare is the walk-in clinics that he started after Parag's diagnosis in 1997. Wow. So we have two here in town. So one is right here at Rainbow Drive, one is in Alabama City, and the first one he opened was in Albertville. And then we have one in Jacksonville and one in Fort Bend. So it is very, very expensive to raise a kid with autism.
Oh, yeah.
And according to JAMA Pediatrics, which is a medical research magazine, it says that the lifelong cost of supporting individuals with autism is $1.4 million.
Good grief.
Yes. And Jeff,
Wow.
if there is an intellectual disability associated with it, $2.4 million.
My goodness.
So let me tell you about my husband. So what happened once Parag was diagnosed, he says, Mamta, now I will have to work and get retirement money for Parag, for you, because you won't be able to work, and for myself, okay? And I want you to think this. You know what? Like, he's a doctor. He cures everybody.
Yeah.
And not able to cure his own son because there is no cure for autism. So it was very traumatic for him and for all of us, actually, because the lowest degree in my household is double masters. So I have one master's from India in English literature and one from here from Jacksonville State University in special education.
Fear the meek.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what
I can't imagine how hard that is. Especially your husband is a healer, right? He's a medical doctor.
Yes, Jeff.
He's always healing people, and then to have the weight, I think that's a heavy weight
It's a very
on a dad,
Yes.
a mom, but a dad especially when his calling is to use the gift of healing in people's lives, and he cannot do that
Yes.
for his son. I'm sure that was tough.
Yes, yes, it is. It's like all the caregivers, it's very hard. And this year, the Autism Conference, the 4th Annual Autism Conference, the main thing, the emphasis is well-being of caregivers. Because, I don't know if you guys know, there are 53 million unpaid caregivers in United States of America.
I had no idea.
Yes. And 89% of them are family members, 11% are non-family, like the neighbors, friends, etc.
Sure.
The thing with all of us, you guys just shared that you have family members with ASD, and it is really, really challenging, because it is a chronic disorder, where it's a lifelong disorder. So people like us who are taking care of individuals who have diseases and disorders, which is incurable, then it takes a huge toll, both physical and psychological. So it was about time that I thought that this topic needs to come on the table, because we need to figure out how to replenish that energy, so that we can take the best possible care of our loved ones. And the conference is on 19th of April at the venue, and everybody is welcome, because autism awareness is not possible without the participation of all the members from the society.
Yes, and you'll see the details on your screen now, but we'll put them in the show notes, and you can go there and get all the information that you need to know about the 4th annual Autism Spectrum Conference that'll be held. Now, where exactly is that being held at again?
The venue in Gadsden.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and I also want people to know that it is also available virtually.
Smart.
Great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And so they go to your Facebook page or your website, and they'll get that link there.
Yes. They can register through asdofgadsden.org.
Okay. asdofgadsden.org. You see that on your screen now. So just maybe take a screenshot while you're watching, and that'll be able to say, you can save the QR code there as well. Autism obviously is deeply personal. It is for us. You live it every day. Can you share a little bit about your amazing son and just a little bit about him and the journey that he's on right now?
Okay, sure. So let me tell you, I want to tell everybody that I wrote a book, Autism, Our Journey and Finding Happiness. And let me tell you how this book came along. So I'd like to share that story.
Yes.
So Parag was diagnosed when he was 2 years and 7 months of age. And Jerry, I had not heard the word autism before that. And the more I read, more I researched, I got very disheartened and depressed, because all of you know there is no cure for autism. And the more I read, I was so confused, because when you put autism on the Google search bar, 531 million results pop up in 44 seconds.
Wow.
So I was so confused, so lost, so lonely, because in this journey you feel like so lost. And I was like a rudderless boat, like in the tsunami of information. And during this phase, I believe in the power of prayer.
Amen.
And I used to pray, I still pray every day, but at that time I prayed incessantly, regularly, but incessantly. Please God, help me. Why me, God? And all of us go through that phase when we come across traumatic situation or challenging situation in our lives. And but I have always believed that prayer gives you that hope, that courage to deal with that. And one day, and I want to share this. One day when I was praying, this voice spoke. It says, Parag has autism. Are you going to mope, cry, or sulk? Or are you going to do something about it? And I did not know, Jeff, what I was going to do. I knew in that moment that I was not going to mope, cry, and sulk.
Yeah.
And then after that, it came to me that I should find knowledge, and not just any knowledge, but I wanted to find direction. So evidence-based knowledge. Yeah. For that reason, I went to Jacksonville State University to get my master's in special education.
That's awesome.
And by that time, I had already started Parag's homeschool. And when I went there at the university, what I did was every paper that I wrote, every presentation that I made was about Parag. So my professors were like, they saw how he was progressing, and they said, Mamta, please write a book. It's going to help a lot of people. Now I'm like, nah, I don't know how.
I'm out.
No, I don't know how to write a book. And moreover, I wasn't convinced, that it's worth writing. And 11 years after I graduated from the college, something happened. And that's when I wrote the book. I went to a flower shop here in Gadsden, and when I gave my credit card to the lady who was helping me, she looks at the card and says, Mishra, are you the candle maker's mom? Oh my God. I mean, I was elated. I can't tell you the joy. And that is because in that moment I realized that people have recognizing Prague for his abilities. So Prague makes these gel candles and natural cosmetics. And these cosmetics are organic, but they're also ingrained in the ancient Indian tradition of Ayurveda. Because my grandpa was Acharya in Ayurveda, which is a modern day PhD, which is like natural medicine.
Okay.
And it all has come a whole circle,
Wow.
because I did not think that one day something that I was helping my grandma with, to make all these natural medicine will come handy in teaching Paraga vocation.
Sure.
So that is how anyhow, when I came back, I took out a notebook and started writing. 2.5 hours passed by. When I raised my head, I saw the clock in the oven, and I'm like, and the whole manuscript was done. So I don't know. I think it is God.
Sure, yeah, sure it is.
And then, with God's grace, I found a publisher who believed in our story and our journey and published the book. So that is how this book came along, Autism, Our Journey and Finding Happiness. It's simple, hands-on, practical, full of real-life experience. So it combines like 20 years of teaching and learning that has gone into Prague. I sincerely believe that it will come handy to all the kids with autism, provided it is done early on, consistently, and persistently. I know you guys know that early intervention is a must.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if that happens, believe me, the progress they show is nothing short of than miracle.
Well,
Yes.
when I hear as a novice, you hear spectrum, you hear autism. It's such a wide range. It could be many, many things. So I think most people are probably like myself and really didn't comprehend what that was, what that could mean. The spectrum is huge. Talk a little bit about what all that entails.
Okay, so let me explain it this way. So every individual with autism, they are unique. Any of us are unique, okay? So but like the way autism is a spectrum disorder because it affects the individuals in 3 areas, okay? Communication, socialization, and behavior. Now the intensity and frequency of all this can be different.
I see.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that is why it is called spectrum disorder. So there are a lot of symptomatic behaviors. So let me tell you, and I want to share this with the people because they need to know. So in case if the babies start displaying these symptomatic behaviors, they should be like on their alert that I need to go and find right help. So what many of them, and when I say I purposely say many, I don't say all because it is a spectrum.
Sure.
Okay. So now what happens is they may be sitting in the corner all by themselves, rotating and revolving a toy or lining them up. That's what Parag used to do. Like he could play with these Hot Wheels for hours and hours, and then many of them do not have eye contact. Okay. And yes, and that doesn't mean that they are rude. That is why people need to know this. The general public needs to know this. When they are not making eye contact, they're not being rude. It is just that their symptomatic behaviors, and they may be overwhelmed. Suppose these lights, they may be overwhelmed by that.
Sense.
It's a sensory overload. So they're trying to calm themselves down. So many kids with autism, they may flap their hands, rock their bodies. If you have seen Rain Man, then you know that, okay? They may rock their bodies sideways, okay? Many do not like to be hugged, touched, and kissed. And some may display echolalia. Now, echolalia is a meaningless repetition of someone else's words. So they just like echo your words. They just say it without attaching meaning to the word.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so that is why it is so mind-boggling, because 1 out of 36 babies born these days are diagnosed with autism, according to the CDC report 2023.
Wow.
So there are 7 million individuals with autism just in United States of America. And I really want to share this. There are 5.5 million adults with autism in United States of America. And what is sad is that there is no official guideline for care for them. No standards of care. And 40% of the individuals with autism, ASD population, is non-verbal.
Yeah.
So they need our voice to be heard and understood. Prague was nonverbal until age 4, and then echolalia set in. He was just repeating words without understanding the meaning. So I have been running his homeschool for 25 years now, and initially that is what I was doing, trying to change that echolalia into meaningful conversation. So now it has evolved. The school has been evolving. So you guys know that he makes these natural body care products and candles and stuff. But the emphasis is functional verbal communication. He can talk to you now. Okay, he can talk to you, and he's a mess. But he, so that is it. Functional verbal communication. There's vocational training, which I hope to teach to other kids also.
Heck yeah.
And then functional math. So I share him with the community, and it's not easy for parents to share their kids with autism because they just love everybody. Yeah. They don't know how to hate, because hate is a learned social behavior.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's
so
strong.
they just
That's strong.
Yes.
That's
so
very
I hope that answers that.
Yeah,
It is spectrum, because everybody is affected differently.
There are a lot of families, when they hear the diagnosis sitting in a doctor's office, such as your husband's or a specialist or whatever, and they hear the word autism.
Yes.
Your child has autism.
Yes.
And to be fair, if they've never been around someone with autism, it's probably a horrific experience for the parents.
Yes.
The child doesn't know, right? What advice would you give a parent that is watching? Maybe they have small children, and they're wondering, my child doesn't make eye contact. They're nonverbal. They are doing some repetitive things, or some, as we would say, OCD type things, but they're kind of very organized, right? What would you say to a parent that is struggling with that?
I'll say never give up hope. Okay, never give up hope, because as I said, early intervention is a must, and I cannot emphasize that more. Okay, it is. So what if they start seeing some kind of, I have already told them they can research, because they need to, when they go to the pediatrician, there is this developmental, how they develop. So if there is a delay, then it should ring a bell, Right. And a lot of times it's not just that the caregivers or parents are in denial. Sometimes it's also the doctors, the physicians, okay? So they may say, oh, it's okay, it's all right, he will start speaking soon. But if because nobody knows your kid, nobody knows your baby better than you.
Right.
So you be the voice.
Yes.
And what you do, there is something I want to share with all of you, is there is this questionnaire, which is free on the internet, and it is evidence-based. It is called MChat, M-CHAT, MChat. So these are questions which the parents can answer for their own toddler, okay?
Wow.
And then once they have certain numbers they hit, and then they will know, oh yes, he has autism. These are signs of autism, or and that they can take that paper and take it to the pediatrician and open the door for diagnosis. Okay, there is a lot of red tapeism in our system, and that is why we are here today to bring autism awareness. And I am through this. I have started this Autism Foundation of Gadsden, Alabama, and through this foundation, this is what I'm trying to do: build a tribe. And I don't want any mother out there to feel lonely. There was a point in time I was so lonely and lost, so I know what it means to be that. So I don't want them. So I want them to come and join in the conversation. As I said to you, this year the emphasis is well-being of caregivers. Okay, and it's high time we started that conversation.
Yes.
Also in this conference, the 4th annual autism conference, why this conference in general is different is because we not only bring you evidence-based research in our conference, but we also bring you hands-on practical things. So that when you go back home, you're able to apply. When you go back to your work after attending, you're able to apply, you know. So that is one of the fundamentals, you know. And as I said, I'm building my tribe, more the merrier. Please come and join.
That's awesome.
I think it's incredible. My wife is an educator, and at her school, they deal with a lot of children that have autism, right?
Okay.
That are on the spectrum. Or
Is she in the Gadsden City?
she's in Atala City School,
Okay.
at the Atala Elementary, and again, it's her sister. We have Precious Emma. She's awesome. She's just a wonderful.
Aw.
It's her niece, so it's very dear to her, and so
Yes.
she's been teaching me several things over the years about what we need to do, even at our church. And I think a lot of churches let children with autism or even adults with autism fall through the cracks.
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
What are some things that churches and schools can do to be more supportive, or I guess the word would probably be inclusive, for people with autism? I mean, what are some things that maybe has helped Prague that from the outside looking in, or maybe you've implemented that we could probably do?
So the first thing first is to get together. You know, when you have, like, you know, in your church, a lot of times there's daycare. But how will people know to take care of the kids unless they are equipped? You know, suppose
Right.
they have meltdown, they have tantrums, which is, you know, and it is not that they are being bad. It is not that they are being bad. That is their way to communicate.
Right.
When you and I are able to communicate with words, you know, still we feel so like we are kind of locked.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
Imagine what is happening to them, you know. So what the most important thing is that to be kind.
Yeah.
You know, to be kind, to be supportive. You know, when somebody is to feel, and I feel that kindness lies in that pause, the moment of pause. Because when somebody is upset, you know, instead of thinking, oh my God, he's whatever, you know, he's bad, or no. If we pause and think, maybe he has lost something, you know, or someone, a dog, a job, a friend. And that moment of pause, makes us respond instead of react.
I like it.
You know, and that is, and once we think kindly, then we say things kind, and then our actions are kind. So to answer that, please be kind, you know, and also come together to help each other. This conference is a high quality conference that I have brought, and I'll tell you how it came about. So let me tell you the history of this. So a couple of years back, what happened was an employee from Center for Cultural Arts, she called me and says, Mamta, this kid with autism came to the Imagination Place. It was a school field trip, and he had a massive meltdown there, which lasted for a couple of hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1.5 hours. And all the employees at the center, they wanted to help, but they did not know how. So she says, Mamta, can you help us if something like this happens next time, so that then we know what to do? So I said, yes, can you spare me a room? So that is when Pranav and I donated this sensory inclusive room at the Center for Cultural Arts.
Yes.
And then after a while they called me and says, Mamta, this room works like magic. So the guy who had called me, I said, hey, it works for everybody. I know that. He says, really? I said, yeah. Behavioral intervention is for everyone. It has become very popular with individuals with autism. So I just cracked the joke. I said, if you have an argument with your wife, go in that room. You'll calm down real fast. So they were the one who launched my first annual autism conference. When I said this is not enough, this room is not enough to bring autism awareness. So, and what we maxed out the space at Center for Cultural Arts 2022. That's why I brought it to the venue. And it is, and that led to the creation of Autism Foundation of Gadsden, Alabama. And my vision is to bring hope and happiness to the individuals with autism and their families by bringing autism awareness in Northeast Alabama. So anywhere, unless we come together, you don't need to have autism to be an advocate for autism.
Sure.
You don't need to have a cancer to be an advocate for cancer. And moreover, I want you to understand this. Kids with autism, many of them, those 40% of them are nonverbal. So, if somebody has cancer, they can talk about their cancer, but these kids are not. Parag, he makes all these beautiful paintings that I shared with you.
Look at the magnets.
Yeah, he made those
Incredible.
magnets. Yeah. So, but he's not going to tell, hey, Jeff, I can make these paintings. They're so pure. They're pure soul. They need. So you and I need to be their voice. Yeah. And hey, Parag. And if you tell Parag that oh, I love your candles. Can I take this? He'll say, yeah. You can take all the candles for a bag of chips.
Bring a bag of chips.
Bring a bag of chips.
Oh, the barbecue one is his favorite.
Okay. So I need you to remember this, right?
Yes.
So next time we're on the golf course, I'm in the middle of the tantrum. I've lost a golf ball.
Bring chips.
I need you to be kind.
Right?
He needs to be kind. Right?
I will be.
Yeah.
I will be from now on.
He won't.
From now on.
From now on,
He
right?
won't be.
So the conference, I just did it to see how easy it was. I pulled up the as you're looking at right now, the QR code. If you'll just scan that QR code, and then you can click events in the menu section. Very easy. You can click register for the 2025.
Yes.
It's $70 for in person.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if you're an educator, especially in elementary ed, I think because you got to catch that early on and help. So if you're an educator, and we have a lot of educators that watch us, don't really understand that. But anyway,
they're teaching their class what not to do.
Exactly right. But if you would register for that and go, get your cohort together, and all of you guys go to this conference. I guarantee you they leave with something extremely important.
And Jeff, I also want to share that. Of course, this is a public event, but then all the doctors who participate, the nurse practitioners, they get 6 CMEs, okay? Oh. And then all the educators, the social workers and counselors, they get 6 CEUs. Even nurses this year, they will be getting 6 CEUs. The behaviorists, the behavioral analysts, BCBAs, BCABA, they will get 6 CEUs. And most importantly, I want to share with everybody is that all the first responders, EMT, they will get 3 CEUs. Chief Police at Southside, Jarrett Williams, he is going to conduct that training, which is about safety for individuals with autism in emergencies. And it is free. Do you know why? Because Doctors Medcare is sponsoring all the first responders.
Wow.
Yes.
So all first responders are free.
Yes.
And you get continuing ed units.
Yes,
so
they do.
My daughter's a first responder.
There you go.
Oh, awesome.
There's
Ask her to come, please. Join
us. We need
us.
to get with Jamie Grant, the owner of AidMed, that's a sponsor of our show. And he get his crews down there too.
Yeah, he owns the ambulance company, AMED.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be great.
And as a
Yes.
county commissioner, I mean, he has access to grant money.
Grants,
Yes,
grants.
we need
You know,
money to grow this.
And what I heard is, we're blessed. Jeff and I are blessed with having really good pediatricians in our lives. His brother-in-law is a great pediatrician. We have very close family friends in Anniston, Pediatric Plus, Chase and Holly Thomas, and
Nice.
talk to your pediatrician.
Yeah,
Right.
don't be afraid to do that. I think that's very
and
important.
I have collaborated with Edward Pediatrics,
Yes.
so they are on board. Gadsden Regional Medical Center, Gadsden State Community College, and Gadsden City Schools. They have done something amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Blackwell. And Miss Menez has always supported me from the very beginning. And what this year, Mr. Blackwell, I went and asked him that please make the variance day, which is an in-service during summer vacation, which is, I being a educator, I know it is very hard during the summer vacation to adjust that time.
Sure.
So to make all these teachers can come to this conference instead of the variance day, and it will be counted as a variance day.
That's
and
awesome.
That's
I'm
a
so
real
happy.
educator right
She's
there.
smart.
She knows.
She gets it. She gets
Gets
it.
that.
No doubt. She gets it.
That's speaking to the teacher's heart, the variance
Yes,
day. Make it
yes.
right. That is wonderful. Hey, so we need to hook her up with Colgrove and the Board of Education in Ottawa.
Thank
that
you,
would
thank you.
be
Yes,
wonderful.
I mean, really, I would like the county school system
Yes.
to support us as well. Southside does, because the mayor at Southside, she's a friend, and
Yeah.
she also has a grandkid with autism. So she and I connected because
Awesome.
of that.
Heck yeah.
And there was a lot of grandmothers follow me in the conferences and anything I do here.
Sure.
And the reason is many of them are getting custody
Yeah.
of the grandkids, and I really think that grandparents, they really are grand.
That's right.
Because they have so many issues, health issues, things
Sure.
going, and still they want to do something, they want to learn to help their grandkids.
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome.
A lot of them are the caregivers because mom and dad
Yes.
both have to work nowadays. right?
Exactly.
A lot of times.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
There are a lot of you parents that are not fortunate enough to have, be a one income family, but
Yeah.
you have to go out and work, and so grandmothers and grandfathers and maybe aunts and uncles are having to pitch in and help take care of children, or you have sometimes send them to a school that's not equipped
That's
to,
so
to,
true.
han- to handle them.
That's what it is sharing.
Yeah.
When it sounds cliche, sharing is caring, but I believe, because what happened, it's very hard, as I said, for the parent, because I don't know if you guys know, 87% of the families with special needs, they have never gone on vacation.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
So the reason is that, we feel safer at home. It's very easy for us parents to become a recluse, and to handle tantrums and meltdowns, which are initially a lot. It dictates our day, but if you don't develop coping skills, then it dictates your life. So it is, and our kids, as I said, kids with autism, they, one deficit area that I said is social skills. So how are they going to learn social skill if we don't expose them in real life settings with people?
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to learn social skills. And for that, we have to bite that bullet. We have to step out so that we give them that opportunity. And once that happens, once that we give that opportunity, something amazing happens. You know what? They, by sheer interaction, and observation, their need to communicate increases. And that also leads to going down of the undesirable behaviors. So these are some of the things that we can discuss when you come to the conference. It's not just you listen to people on the stage, you interact, the networking, and there will be a lot of vendors. They don't sell stuff, but they tell you about the services that is in this catchment area.
Right.
Okay, and boy, there's so many things I did not know, and I wish I knew about those when Prague was little. And even if these resources are there, if you don't know about it,
Sure.
then what use it is to you.
Right.
So that is why it's very important for everybody. Please come. And as I said, suppose somebody with autism comes here, okay, and they are doing this, and if you don't know that it is a symptomatic behavior, then you will be alarmed. And that has happened. That is why this first responder training is so important to us, is because people have thought that they are a threat because of this,
Right.
or they have thought they are on drugs, which is not true at all.
Right.
Sure.
It is just that they are so overwhelmed that they're trying to calm themselves down.
Yeah.
So all of us need to know all this, all of us, to become kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that in
And
a Baptist church.
understanding.
They'll kick you out.
Speak to real quick, Jerry, about
Yeah.
Judge Hassel and his concern for this, because he's employed social workers to help with first responders.
And he is a friend.
He's a great.
He's
great
incredible.
person.
We may think too highly of him.
Yeah, I think so.
We need
No,
to
you
to
cannot-
humble him.
No, you cannot think too highly of
We need
Judge
to
Hassel.
humble Scott Hassel a
Yes.
little bit.
Okay, and
Speaking
we,
of
we love him. We love him.
and he's so humorous. One
Yes.
time I was at his office and he says, my computer, darn it, it can't recognize me because I have a cut through my razor.
Oh my gosh.
He is.
He's a good one.
He's a
Yes,
car.
he is.
He's so
He
good.
is.
But they with first responders. When I was doing a lot of social work a couple years back, my son's a police officer, and I taught him about this. There was a deputy that came to an incident, and the person was acting erratic. Right? They weren't being threatening. They just were. But I could tell they're not using. They're not on drugs. This is different. This is different. And they sent down the social worker, and at that time he was medical. What was Ricky Johnson called? The medical something officer or something. Mental health
officer. Yeah.
Excuse me. And he came down, evaluated the situation, and got them into the hospital, wrote them in for 3 days just to get them the help that they needed. And come to find out, it was just who they are. They're on the spectrum and had some issues going on, some things that set them off, and they were scared. They were terrified.
They're scared.
And this person is homeless.
Yes.
And they were terrified and did not have access to the help that they needed. And Judge Hassel made a way through his wonderful implementation of this I call it a ministry.
Sure.
And I think he probably would too.
Yeah.
To get people help. And I just think that's wonderful.
Yes,
I really
yes.
do.
And that's exactly what I'm saying is when you acquire that knowledge, when you get together with people, that is when you equip yourself with that knowledge to what to do. It's not that people don't want to help.
Right.
They don't know how.
Sure.
So that's very important to let them know that this is what. So I don't think there is any better way than to get together in the conference and just talk, get to know each other, and feel that we are not lonely. It's very important.
Sure. You're not alone.
So right now there's a ton of people that go back and watch this over the next couple of days. So we want to, real quickly before we close out, we want to invite you. We're going to put the information on the screen now. And we want to invite you to the 4th annual Autism Spectrum Conference. And I love this mantra, together we can make a difference.
Yes, that's
And
the
it's
name.
Saturday,
That's
April 19th
19.
at the venue at Coosa Landing. It's 201 George Wallace Drive there in Gadsden. You can't miss it. Just go to Ronnie Watkins and turn in the parking lot. That's where it is. Registration is now open. And the mission really is to promote autism awareness and to support families that deal with it. It's in a public event, so everybody can come. Yes. Every person can come. You can go to ASDOF Gadsden, GADSDEN.org, or you can just scan the code on your screen right now. Just screenshot it and it'll take you right to it. And your website is very, very user friendly.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
those. I love user friendly stuff because
you.
I'm not very technical. Jerry will tell you that. But please tell Prague thank you.
It's so he's so talented.
Thank you.
Our
He really
guest.
is.
I don't know if you can see this. We'll try to take some pictures and let you see a few of these. This is his artwork.
When
which
I
is
see
incredible.
that, you know what I think? The Masters Golf Tournament.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're all, I want to tell the parents that please, they're all, God has given everybody some innate talent, you know. So give them tools and encouragement, and they will find their talent. So that see what God has given them, look for it, and then just help them to bring it out.
Mamta, thank you. Mamta,
Oh,
Thank you.
I tell you one of the skills Caleb's son has Silas Flanagan. He goes to Coosa Christian. This kid gives the best hugs you could ever imagine. Sal, if you hadn't had a hug by Silas, you've never been hugged.
I need to get me one of them.
He's
He had a
special.
suit on last time I
He
saw
did.
him.
He was looking good too. At homecoming, he was looking
I
good.
believe that hug is the only drug that we should give away freely.
Yes. Amen. I
Like
that.
it. Put that on a
love that.
T-shirt.
And you can go to on your website. They have access to purchase your book, or can they go to Amazon?
Amazon and any bookstore reputable like Books A Million
Yes.
and all, but Amazon, yes,
Amazon.
absolutely.
So please go out and get this. A lot of people already have. Her followers are up to
30,000.
130,000
That's
people
awesome.
on
It's
her
amazing.
social account. So a lot of information on that social. Can I scroll through?
Yeah,
It
and
is
Jeff,
wonderful. It's awesome.
I counsel for free through that autism page, the Facebook page. So you're most welcome if you need help. And I believe that God has given me prog. There is a reason. And the day we start believing that they are blessings from God and God never makes mistakes, then we become their true protector, true guardian, and advocate.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you so
and
much.
your oldest son is Ankar.
Encore. Yeah.
And then Dr. Mishra.
Sit up straight.
Sit up straight when you say his name. We want to say to both of you as well, thank you for sharing your bride with us today and your mom with us today. And
Can't wait to meet
the work
Prog.
that you do.
We got to
Thank
meet
you,
Prog.
thank you, Jeff.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
please.
This is
Thank you,
wonderful.
Jerry, for giving me this opportunity.
And
Thank
we'll
you
bring
so
barbecue
much.
chips.
Oh,
We won't
sir.
come empty-handed.
Oh, well, then you will be his friend.
Stay close and stay